Hi, everybody. Happy New Year or happy delayed New Year. I'm so happy to be back here, and we're tackling a behemoth of a build yet again in Del Sol Valley. I think like this is one of the infamous ones where there's just a lot of empty space. It's the Bailey Moon Mansion. So there is a lot of empty space, no toilets in here, and just just bad. So we're gonna tackle it today. I was just showing a bit of an overview here of what the house looked like before I got my grubby hands onto it. But before really talking about that, I wanted to get into it where the hell I've been, because I made a promise in December what was gonna happen with this channel. And lo and behold, my Sims game has been crashing for 2 weeks straight. So there was this big move. Go over to my second channel, my vlogging channel, to find out what was going on with that. But there was this big move. It has not been easy. I was basically homeless. Me and my boyfriend were homeless for like 4 days, 3 or 4 days. It's not been easy. It's been a hellhole. And I'm going to talk more about that over on my vlogging channel. But basically, when I finally got the time to sit down and record, when we got internet into the house that we moved into, the Sims kept crashing. And I've had this problem since the 5th or for the 5th of January, which is just ridiculous. So I've been in contact with EA support. Of course, they couldn't really do anything. They were like, yeah, maybe if you try and post it on one of our forums, somebody will get in touch with you to help. None of the EA people have gotten in touch with me. It was this other amazing guy with the username Hero, I believe, or something like that. He helped me out. We tried loads of different things, but again, because we're in different countries, different time zones, it has taken almost 8 or 9 days to get it fixed. So it is now the 16th of January, and only yesterday, the 15th at night, the problem was solved. So it's been a hell. So this build that you're seeing here, the Bailey Moon Manor, is built with a lot of rage, a lot of, oh, this is going really well, and then the game crashes, so I had to start over and build the same thing again, and then a third time, because it became so bad that I could only play for maybe 5 to max 10 minutes before the game crashed. I don't have any mods or CC installs except the Better Build By mod, but I disabled that as soon as the game crashed the first time, because I was like, maybe I haven't updated the mod, maybe there's something wrong with that part of it. Not the problem at all. And you won't believe what the problem is. It's the freaking EA app, the launcher. That has been the problem all along. So hopefully it is fixed now. I haven't had any crashes since yesterday, and I actually completed this build and another one because I've been in the biggest building mood. So not being able to build when you really, really want to is actually horrible. So I thought I would just tackle this first. But again, for all my life stories, go over to my vlogging channel, My Ordinary Life, where I talk about all of this shit. So let's get into the build here. What the hell are we doing? We're rebuilding the Bailey Moon Manor. And if you saw the original build in the beginning, I've actually taken quite a lot of design cues from that. So it was very blocky, very much like blocks put on top of each other or kind of next to each other, a little slanted, stuff like that. And it had these columns with the wooden textures as well, I really liked. And it was super modern looking. I guess what they were going for was the really modern look. So I wanted to retain that as well, but also have the backyard with the pool that they had. So I really tried to keep the design integrity of the build, but really make it my own. I also wanted it to have toilets, of course, and also have a bit more of character inside. So when we looked inside the builds, what I really liked that the Sims team did was they chose a lot of color. They had a lot of color going on, which I thought fit really well with the whole vibe and aesthetic of the build itself. But I wanted to push it up a notch. So we're gonna go colorful, but still keeping it very tasteful and modern. In the front yard here, in the original build, there wasn't really anything going on here. So I spruced it up a little bit. We're gonna see that in further into the video, but I spruced it up. I added a driveway because, let's face it, these are two rich people and their son is probably not gonna need anything ever. So I gave them 2 cars. I gave them a place for a butler if they wanted to have that. I still, there was this art studio or recording studio, something like that in the original build. I also kept that. So I really tried to maintain the same building aspect of it and the same rooms, but doing it, how should we say, Auvbri style. So yeah, I think it turned out really cool. The first floor here is where we have all the bedrooms and we have an office. The top floor, the second floor, is where I put in a guest bedroom or a butler's room, whichever you prefer. And I had this other house or little room on the other side here. We're gonna make that into an art studio. So very artsy, very recording. So you can kind of get your recording on up there, and it's kind of separated from the rest of the house. So whichever one of the two, I can't really remember, but whichever one of the two adults do the singing career, streaming career, whatever, can go up there and have a moment to themselves. Yeah, I also wanted to introduce a lot more of the nature aspect to the build itself. So instead of it just being this big green plain field with a big box on it, I wanted to introduce some more greenery on top of the build as well. So once I start doing the exterior, which is funnily enough, I'm sitting here looking at the clips. So in about 2 minutes into this video, of course this is sped up a lot, but 2 minutes into this video is where the hell starts. So after that, I have one long clip now, which is about 2.5 hours worth of footage. And then after that, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 smaller clips with me just recording and re-recording it because the game crashed. It was just horrible. So I was like, no, I am gonna finish this build and I'm gonna make sure that I figure out what the hell is going on here, because I also want to live stream. I want to do all the stuff that I really missed doing when I couldn't do it because of past relationship. I really want to get into that again, and I have the most supportive guy in the world by my side. So shout out to Martin down in the comment section give him a shout out down there, because he's just the best guy ever. But going into the build here, let's get into the nitty gritty of it. This is what I really like and what I love about The Sims, and also can't wait for Paralives, just gonna say it. But what I love about this is we can really get into, there's so many packs now that you can get into the very specific vibe that you want. So I knew I wanted to have very high modern in here, but I wanted to have pops of colors as well, but without it being too in your face or too obnoxious. So the kitchen, very, very sleek, very modern looking with a color. And I introduced an accent color as well in form of the wall paint, which we have this more brown orangey color looking into the more pinkish purple color in the chairs here. Everything just kind of goes together in its accent colors that really go with everything else in the room, and I loved that. So I kept introducing different color schemes with the more modern aspect and more plain vibe. For example, the entrance here, we have the more muted tones, but we have an accent wall that's very much in your face. But it just, for me, it works. I think it looks beautiful, and I'm overall super happy about how this turned out. This bathroom, I had to do that twice. So if the footage and the the screenshots in the end don't match 100%, it's because I'm not Superman. I can't remember fully what I did the first time and the second time. So what you're seeing there might be slight differences when we get up into the child's bedroom. I know there's definitely some differences there, but I tried to do it as best I could. But yeah, this is the downstairs bathroom. Again, I could have just made it into a toilet room, but I wanted it to be a full-on bath instead, just to because there's a lot of Sims in this household, and just to have it be, more accessible to everybody. Excuse me. So I had this little side room here to the living room. And I thought, you know what a mansion of this size would have? Their own little fitness room. Wouldn't that just be perfect and totally the vibe? So that's what I made. I made a little workout room where we have a treadmill, we have a training machine, the punching bag, and that's kind of it. Then I needed this hallway to not be so bare, because it was just a connecting hallway connecting the two rooms, so the kitchen and the other half of the house, like the living quarters or living room. But I needed it to be still modern looking, still very much the vibe of the rest of the house. So we threw in some more muted tones on the walls with some more in-your-face paintings that really just fit well with the overall aesthetics of the whole build. I knew I also wanted to have a big couch, a modern looking couch. So we built our own with the sectionals. I made this just a little longer, so it would just look more grand, I guess. But I think this couch is definitely one of the better ones. And I might be wrong, but I think this is where the game froze for a couple of seconds and I was in panic, so I tried to hit the save button. It luckily did save, but just after that, there's a cut here. The game crashed. And then I started it up again. Luckily, I just saved, so it was really easy to just pick up again. But yeah, the living room here, I wanted to have this great big experience of a living room. So we have the huge TV, we have the bookcases going around it, we have the little nook behind the couch with a very muted color scheme, but more in your like pops of color in the furniture and stuff like that. I really love the way that this turned out, and the color schemes with the brownish and the green, the more brick toned wallpaper that I used as well. I just think it all fit together so well. So the first floor here, I had to redo this 3 freaking times. So this is the first or third time of me doing this. So by this point, it's gonna go a little faster because I already had it down, and because I just done it 2 times, but I had to, I'm just kind of speeding through it here because I just done it 2 times already, and I was just kind of over the fact that it kept crashing. But I wanted to have, so this is the master bedroom for the parents. I wanted to have this walk-in type of closet going into the bathroom in the back. And because this was the master bedroom, I thought there's no reason that this can't be an open space. So they don't really need to have a closed door out into the bathroom. I know I'm looking at at houses and building my own house, me and Martin, and I want to have like a bedroom where we have a hallway that is the walk-in closet and then the bathroom in the back. That's kind of open-ended. I think that would be delicious and just, yeah, that's the dream, honestly. But the color scheme in here is a bit more muted. So we have a bit more of the brown colors and the more wooden tones in here, sprinkled with some, of course, greenery around the place. But overall, it's just a very clean looking room. Like, it's very muted compared to the rest of it. But again, I'm trying to make it different enough so you can see that different personalities actually live here. So in the more common spaces like the kitchen and the living room, it's more of the pops of color. But when you come into your bedroom, you want it to be more relaxed, a more relaxing area. And that's really the vibe I was trying to go for here. Then we had this little room, and I knew that in the original build there was this office area. And I thought, I don't know if that's for the husband or the wife, but I really liked it. I like the idea of having a little dedicated office space still. So I tried to decorate it in a more neutral manner, but still keeping it fresh and with the pops of color that is in the rest of the household. So I made this little office area with the bookcases, and I just think it looks great. Yeah, I'm really happy with the result of it. And curtain wise, I didn't go super heavy with that. I made it with these sun curtains, so the sun can still come in, but it's not totally dark. This landing area, again, I did this 3 times. It's just ridiculous. Also because the guy who helped me from the EA forums was like, I know it sucks, but you need to test it. And of course I did, because we had to figure out what the problem was, but it was just not fun. It was just ridiculous. So working on the kids' bathroom here, again, also the 3rd time I did this, so I was kind of over it by this point, but I wanted it to, because he's not a toddler, so he's a child, so he could go to the bathroom himself, and I wanted him to have an ensuite bathroom. Also because then I had an excuse to make the bathroom a little bit more of a kid's bathroom with, clothing everywhere and stuff like that, which wouldn't really fit in with the rest of the house. So yeah, I gave the child a lot of toys. I think a lot of personality as well in this room. It's a big room for a child, and they actually have a little balcony as well. And I just think it turned out super cute. Again, I do believe it's a boy. I am so bad with the main cast of the Sims games. Like, the only ones I really know about is the more traditional ones, like the Landgrabs and Calientes and Goths and stuff like that. So these more newer ones, I'm a bit lost. So yeah, I did my best. Going up here, excuse me. Going up here, this is this is what I would call the butler's room, but it could also be a spare room, a guest room, whatever you want to make it into. Again, the Bailey Moon family already lives here, but if you want to go in, play with them, add a butler, whatever, you could do that. So I added the room here. It's a very simple room. Again, it's on the top floor, on the second floor, so you might want to make it into a butler's room, but I just like the way that it looked, and it turned out really cute. It's a very muted room, so not a lot of personality, but throwing a butler in here would definitely make sense. This art studio also, it's just so stupid. I think this is the 2nd time I did this. art studio, and I actually like it better the second time around, but we'll see. This might be the first time now that I'm thinking about it. So yeah, that's just super annoying. But going outside here, and this is where, for me, the whole interior of the build really came together. Oh, you just saw a cut there. That's because the game crashed again. But for me, the whole interior really made the build come together. But the exterior really was the finishing touch. So the original builds didn't have a lot of character when it came to the exterior, and I needed it to have that. So going through 2 iterations of the exterior here as well, it does change a little bit from the screenshots, but I just love the way that it turned out. Like it's definitely everything that I wanted it to be, and I think it still looks modern, well maintained, and like a part of the surrounding area. But you can definitely see that the mansion has a bit more of character now, especially also that we've moved the greenery upwards to be on top of the different levels of the house, instead of it just being, you know, a plain flat field of grass like it was before. So that was really important to me to try and elevate a little bit. So it's really up to you guys. You guys need to tell me in the comment section down below what you think about this build. If I did a good job in elevating the Bailey Moon mansion into something a bit more than before, because let's face it, it was lacking. Like, there was no toilets, for fuck's sake. But I still wanted to have the great big backyard that they had before in the original builds, you know, with the big pool area and stuff like that. So I actually made the pool area. I made a little relaxation area with the outdoor fireplace as well. Tried to make that really cute and different looking as well. I think it turned out really cool. Like, it's definitely different, and I love the way that it looks. So it's just one of those places where, you know, this is where you can sunbathe, and we have the pool. And I also wanted to have a little side area as well where we could maybe have, I do believe I put in like, yeah, a little yoga area type of thing. Because for me, that makes sense to put that out there, to be honest. And just finishing it off with some greenery. I think that's kind of it. Like, just putting in the finishing touches on and around the pool. And I wanted to have the pool be a bit darker, but yeah, this is it. I'm super excited about this, and I already have another build lined up, also from Delsel Valley. So if you have any idea what that might be, I can say it's a community lot that I remade into something totally different. So guesses are welcome in the comment section down below. But this is the OG builds. I also took some screenshots from above so you could kind of see. They played around with a lot of the more heavier color schemes, like the really bright red. And I wanted to still have a cool color scheme in here, but make it a bit more cohesive throughout the whole build. So yeah, I love the way that this kitchen turned out. And this kitchen pack as well, it's a kit, I do believe. What a kit. Like, I love it. It's so Scandinavian. Like, it's so good. This is the oh yeah, I didn't show this because the game again kept crashing, but this is the garage area, and I also put in a little laundry section as well. The whole way down into the living space here. As you can see, the paintings really do make a difference with the bright color scheme. Not that there's a lot of things going on in that hallway, but just here in the picture you can see it just adds a lot of color and pops. That's really, really good. With the whole fitness area here, you can look out into the yoga area, out over the city, the pool. This is the bathroom right beside the fitness area. So again, the bathroom makes sense down here, even though it might be weird, but you know, I liked it. The landing zone looks a little bit different here from what I did with the speed version. But again, I have taken screenshots of what I could and just trying to salvage the whole game at this point because it was just basically unplayable. Oh, and the kids' room. I love this room. I think it turned out super cute. Again, the placement of the stickers is a bit different, but overall, it's still the same room as before. And the master bedroom. I love this room. I think it turned out super, super nice. Like, it's definitely a high-end, classy bedroom with the whole library section and the walk-in closet leading into the bathroom. I think it's just super classy. So this build is on the gallery right now if you want to get it. I like all my builds are on there. I never use CC, so it's always accessible to everybody else. And the art studio, yeah, you can see it's a bit different here from what you just saw in the speed version, but I do prefer this one a bit more to the other one. Here we just have the upper floor with the, what is it called? Butler room, guest bedroom, whatever. Oh, some items disappeared from the table. That's unfortunate. And again, this also looks a bit different because built over many, many days of just pure adulterated hatred for the game at that point. But again, you need to tell me in the comment section down below what you think about this new version of the build, because I am rebuilding the whole Sims with my builds. Not that there's anything wrong. I know a lot of the newer builds is from my fellow Simmers here on YouTube and Twitch, but I just want it to have my save file with what my vision for the world is. So tell me in the comment section down below what you thought about it. And also, while you're down there, go check out my other vlogging channel. Exciting stuff is happening over there, and it's just my day-to-day life. I don't do weekly vlogs, but I do upload there when I have something cool to talk about. So go check that out. Leave the video a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time.